It's IdoNotes episode 105, provisioning a Domino server in the new IBM cloud. For the full version, you need to head to IdoSphere, but here is the abbreviated one. Welcome everybody. While at IdoSphere, Lotus went ahead and made an offer to the first 500 recipients that they could get the Domino server in the IBM cloud for up to 30 days. So I was able to get one of the 30-day evaluations. I hadn't done it yet, but I wanted to walk everybody through exactly how it functions and works together, and we can take a quick screencast demo and actually see how firing up one of these in the cloud actually works. So I clicked the link for the evaluation and already have the tab ready to go. It says, thank you for your interest. So we'll go ahead and use your program evaluation user ID and acquire it. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and click the links, walking you through live so you can see the process and understand exactly how it worked. There it is. It gave us 1 for eval of 0. So we'll check out. I wonder how much it is regularly. It doesn't really say. We'll go back later and actually see how much these are regularly to get a good idea of the costs that are going to go there. And it says allow 48 hours. So we might have to actually come back and watch for order processing. I'm hoping that would be immediate. I'll go check email in just a minute to see, but otherwise you can actually read the terms and conditions. You can read the license agreement. You can look up the Microsoft server if you choose that as well. Red Hat Enterprise Linux is going to be there, and we'll accept and we'll submit the order and go ahead and see if we can get the response, and we'll continue on with the screencast from that point once we receive the confirmation email. What I did find out is after you actually have to wait for this day or two that'll be coming up, you will get an email that points you to this new dashboard, this Cloud Enterprise dashboard, as you can see at the top, cloud/enterprise/dashboard. You'll log into this development and test environment. At the top, it was interesting to say high level activity in Raleigh. Please use one of our new data centers in Boulder or Toronto. So they're apparently getting a bunch of load that's in here as well. So after a little bit of digging around while we were waiting, I went back to the main environment where we got the eval from, and they actually have the Cloud Enterprise area right here. So we want to see pricing details and costs. What we're looking at is what you're going to get with costs for each one. It's a copper level that they're giving us for free from what I remember reading in the email itself. It doesn't say about the memory and the instance. Actually, let's go back and look and see what you're going to get. If we can look what you're going to get a Red Hat Enterprise Linux on a copper virtual machine out of either the Toronto or Boulder data center. For the time, you can get a single copper instance. It's a 1 CPU at the very bottom, 1 CPU, 2 gig of memory, 60 gig of storage. So we're looking at 1 CPU, 2 gig with 60, and we're going to get in SUSE. So there's our reserve price per hour, if we're going to have that, or unreserved price per hour. Then you can get into the higher levels, of course, for what they're going to be. So you can get this on a reservation, 6 or 12 month. You can get the discounted you need based upon usage and other information. You can get packages, the persistent storage, everything else that you need inside of it. So this is a really interesting way. So you'll have to actually walk through to find out how much data you're going to transfer, what sort of access you're going to have inside of it. Is a static IP address? What's the charges for setups? Your capacity, things like that. So you really need to walk through any of the cloud solutions that you're going to be looking at to find out exactly what you're going to pay for all of these inside of the environment. Now, this is just the estimator right here. You can actually go in and buy online. You'll select the options you want. You can get reserved or unreserved virtual machine instances, so it's flexible. Pay with what you provision. Do you need help provisioning? Do you need VPN? Do you need premium support? What do you need to do? So the cost is going to be based upon usage. Welcome back, everybody. Here we sit the next day, and the email arrives saying that we have been correctly provisioned for the, I shouldn't say provisioned yet because we haven't provisioned the instance, but that we've actually had the account created and it's ready to go for development and test. So the first thing it's going to ask us to do is log into the site itself. So we log in, and we're greeted with an overview that says you have nothing that's there currently. I had an instance below that you can see at the bottom called Test Domino. And what I found out, and why I'm redoing this actually, I totally deleted and started over, is there's a few caveats I learned along the way that I'm going to show you as we create an instance. On top of this, depending on the data center we use, the directory paths, there's a whole bunch of issues they've been having with provisioning. The IBM Cloud team always tells you to take it to the public developer works forum. Everyone's complaining that no, this is an image issue, not that. They say, well, we don't make the images. They say, yes, it is from IdoSphere. So it's been round and round and round. So we're going to go ahead and get this ready to go. We're going to add an instance to get started. So what you'll get is the control panel. It'll say, go ahead and walk through the steps that are necessary. So we're going to add it. The data center, remember they said do not use the Research Triangle Park if you could. They also said to use Colorado or Canada. There we go. So image name is our pay-as-you-go for the enterprise server running on Red Hat Enterprise Linux 5.5 32-bit. It's our second try through now that we know what the heck is going on. It's going to give us its amount of memory, its amount of processor, everything's built in, and then it has the pricing already set. So we'll say next. You agree to the license terms, of course. And we're off to submit and then to provision. Just so you know, last time we ran through, it took about 8 to 10 minutes to provision. So I'm going to pause for a minute once the screen refreshes after we go back to the control panel and come back as soon as it's ready to go. So there you see it's requested and it's already got the clock running as soon as it goes. So give it a quick minute and this will change from requesting to provisioning and it'll be ready, and then I'll walk through the rest of the information. So now we're back in. The second try is now active. As you can see, it says it expires. It was created today and it expires, it says 7/29. I'm curious about that, but we'll go to the control panel real quick. And it should fire up and show our instances there now. So there it is, second try. It has a IP address, which of course you can just barely sneak it in there if we can. There it is. It's a hidden column that's in there. When it was created, where it's located, as well as the price per unit still. We'll select it. And we can scroll down and see the instance ID is ready to go. It gave us the space we needed. It gave us the IP address we needed. Everything is ready to go. So going by what I've read now out on the outside is we should be able to connect and it should be launching for us to log in via the web interface or even via SSH. So here's what I found out for you. I actually went in and read real quick and HTTPS was not enabled yet. Simple admin was not coming up for some reason, but web admin did work right away. So web admin actually gave us a prompt. So I'm into the server. I'm loading the web admin interface. So as you can see, it did fire up appropriately. We do have the correct data path now. It's been up for 5 minutes and 49 seconds, and we're in the web administrator and ready to go. So Safari's not officially supported, as it says at the top. I've got Firefox as well. We could change over, but no big issue there. So go ahead and get inside and actually look at it. Everything that you guys are used to seeing is exactly as before for the web admin database at all.